If you go on to enjoy the video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. It does really help me out a lot. And if you're into Funko Pops, I've just started a brand new channel dedicated to them. The link for that can be found in the description. And beat the random lottery that is FIFA points by buying the coins direct from u7buy.com. Use code TVM at checkout for a 5% discount, or if you're a new customer, get 8% discount. The link is down below. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new player review. Not an expensive one today. We're going to look at the 86 rated Pepe. Did that rhyme? I think so. High attacking, work rate, medium defensive, 6 foot. Left-footed on the right side, which is probably for the best, considering he does have a terrible weak foot. I've talked about it in previous videos this week, that weak foot isn't really as important this year as it was last year. The meta last year was, oh, he needs a 5-star weak foot. That's why Ben Yedder was so good. This year, people look more for the skill moves than they do the weak foot, which is all well and good. And I'm not going to complain about the weak foot. No, I'm lying. I am going to complain about the weak foot a lot here. But the skill moves are welcome. Right, I grant you that, fair enough. But to have a 2-star weak foot on this card is going to be a big problem. And you will see why. And there's more of a reason for it as well with this particular card. And I don't know why he does it, but he does. And we'll talk about it when we get there. Has a unique body type to Pepe, which is nice to see. 92 acceleration, 94 sprint speed, 93 agility, which is very good. Penalties are fantastic. I would say penalties don't matter, but I mean they do in a sense. You know, it's easier to get the sort of indicator or arrow or whatever it may be where you're aiming at into the corner. You can time it, and then obviously it'll be as close to the bar as possible. I've taken one penalty with him. I scored it. Was it a coincidence that he's got good penalties and I scored it? I don't know. Free kicks, only 86. Scored an absolute peach with him. Hit a bar with another in a very similar situation. His crossing is decent. His vision is good. His finishing on paper is only 83. It's not great. It is usable. He does score some goals. 86 shot power. Very good dribbling at 89. Could be better, sure. Physicals are aggression 48. Absolutely horrendous. But then 75 strength for a winger isn't terrible because it's a building block. You can put various chem cells on top of him to boost that up. And of course he does have 87 stamina, which for an 86 rated card is acceptable. He's in a good team. He is in a very good team with a lot of quality around him. And that makes, I suppose, for a bad experience to a certain extent, you're going to see a lot more of the flaws than I think you would if he was in an average team. So, for example, if you played him in a managerial masterpiece team, he would arguably be the best player. And therefore, I should have passed it back there. I'm blue, by the way. It's my fault. I really should have laid it backwards, and I didn't. I was greedy. I went for goal. My mistake. Ball play through here from Bruno Fernandes. He's in, and he hits it with his right foot. Is he on the right side? Yes. So we're going to let him off there. But just to make you aware that he was about 8 yards out, and he's hit it with his weaker foot, and he's missed the target completely, which is frustrating to say the least. If you're 8 yards out, whether you hit it with your left, your right, your elbow, you should be hitting at least the target, right? Not that much power was put on the ball. 2 experienced players playing this game. We know how hard to hit it from distance. We managed to turn our man there. Like I said, I am blue, so I am going to be taking the free kick as well. He moved his goalkeeper, and I thought, well, that's just an invitation. Bang. And he scores an absolute peach. It was a very similar situation from the other side in a different game where my opponent moved his goalkeeper too far to the sort of near side. So I went far side, but I put a little bit too much power on it and hit the bar. My mistake. But that was the most fun in that one moment, and in a free kick, in a set piece. That was the most fun I had with this card. One of the most frustrating cards I've used in recent times. Nice assist there, considering that was his weak foot that played the ball through to Cruyff. However, he has a tendency, not once, not twice, but I would say 4 times every game when he's in on goal, to shoot with the wrong foot. I have absolutely no idea why he does it. Time and time again, he was through and able to shoot on his stronger side, and he decides to take it with his weaker side. You'll see evidence of it in the next few clips or so. I genuinely don't understand. Like, I think this one right here, he goes for goal with his right foot, even though it was a shot to the near post. Just kick it with your left. If you use anyone in that situation and they're right-footed, they will kick it with their right foot down just straight down the line near post, and it'll go in. If it doesn't go in, at least hit the target and maybe hit the post. he decides to take it with his right foot, which doesn't make any sense. If you use any other left-footed player, like Bale, for example, who I reviewed a couple of days ago, he would have hit it with that left foot. Not very good in the air, but scores a header. Read into that what you will. I just don't think this card is particularly great. He was unbelievably frustrating. His positioning was brilliant. Look, hits it with his left foot. Fantastic. Why didn't he do that on the other side? You could argue, I suppose, that on that one occasion, that, and again, he can't quite get that down. Maybe it's down to the taker. Maybe it's down to the card. And, you know, there's a lot of 50-50s going on here. Oh, maybe it's just a one-off whereby the wrong shot type was picked or, you know, chosen. And maybe that it's down to the user rather than it is the actual card itself. And you can argue that till you're blue in the face, but I've used enough cards in this game to know when a player isn't particularly great in front of goal. Scratch that. Consistently. That is a great finish. Unbelievable finish. He's just not consistent, and I think I know what it comes down to, and I think a lot of you know what I'm going to say. Composure. Unfortunately, his composure lets him down. I did not enjoy myself with this card at all. And it's nothing to do with the team that he plays for or anything specific. It's just a culmination of, or combination, maybe. Culmination, I suppose. Combination of the weak foot and the composure. And the fact that he does want to use that right foot more than he wants to use the left. I actually only ended up showing you one example. I think we would have been there far too long if I'd kept showing you the same thing over and over again. But he did it more than once, let me assure you. He did it 2, 3, 4 times a game where he'd be in on goal and for some reason he would kick it with his weaker foot. If he had a 4-star weak foot, I wouldn't mind as much. But seeing as how he had a 2-star weak foot, I genuinely don't understand why he kept trying to shoot with his right foot. It was so frustrating. It's almost like the game has coded him wrong. I tell you another player who does this a lot, and I know a lot of people won't be using this card anymore, but maybe a manager, a masterpiece, Rodrigo of Leeds. He does that all the time. Fortunately, for some reason, he scores a lot of his goals, or he used to back in the day when the game first came out. He always used to kick the ball with his weaker foot, but he always used to score for some reason. I don't know why. His weaker foot is actually better than his stronger foot. Pepe, unfortunately, is not in that category. Not a very good card in my opinion in terms of the consistency. Very quick, actually very good positioning wise. Skill moves are nice, agility's good, dribbling's nice, and I love the free kicks. The accuracy and the power that he can get behind it, considering he's only got 86 shot power and free kicks, is actually quite good. It's just that's where you have to draw the line. I suppose if you take it into an objective to try and get, well, an objective done, managerial masterpiece to name but one, he won't be too bad because he won't be playing up against the 90+ rated cards that you'd expect to play in Rivals or Champs. So I suppose there's that. But if you take him into Rivals or Champs, expect him to be behind the curve 100%. I know a lot of people are like, well, of course, he's not going to be up there with those cards. He's only 86 rated. But there's just something about this card, unfortunately, that just didn't hit right with me. He showed flashes of brilliance and then 80 minutes of nothing. It was really frustrating. Let me know what you think of the card in the comments section down below. If you have enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.